Viktor notices Alice wearing her maid outfit every day and suggests she might want a new outfit. Alice, in her typical playful manner, teases Viktor by asking if he'd like to see her in something skimpier. During another unexpected visit from Viola, she becomes noticeably flustered upon seeing Rob in the room. Viola confesses her attraction to older men, prompting Viktor to call her a panther. Alice then enters, bringing sweets and tea for Viola, who decides to examine Alice's charm. She even requests to touch Alice's opi. Viola concludes Alice lacks charm and offers to teach her the Viola method charm to enhance it. Surprisingly, Alice is eager to learn, and Viola's lessons prove to be quite effective on Viktor, much to Alice's delight. When it's time for Viola to leave, Rob announces her departure. Viktor encourages Viola to try her charm on Rob as a farewell, but reality falls short of her expectations, as Rob struggles to hear her. Viktor can see that Alice has grown fond of Viola during her visit. The next day, Viola visits again and is escorted by Rob to the kitchen, where Viktor and Alice are. They walk in on Alice feeding Viktor stew, prompting Viola to offer help with the cooking to impress Rob. Viktor, playing the role of wingman, pairs Rob and Viola up to make bread dough. Working closely with Rob, Viola is both nervous and impressed, especially when Rob shapes the dough into cute cat figures. Despite feeling jealousy, Viola is ultimately pleased to see Viktor receiving emotional support from Alice. Rob acknowledges Viola's tough exterior, but recognizes her deep care for Viktor, which touches Viola. Viola's departure is made sweeter with Rob gifting her the freshly baked bread they made together and inviting her to visit anytime, lifting her spirits. The following day, Viktor watches Alice ice skate on a frozen pond. It's there that a white crow begins speaking to him, inquiring if he has seen anyone lost in the area. At first, Viktor thinks he's imagining things, but then he realizes this crow is Zane, the witch friend Cuff had mentioned. Viktor shares with Zane that Cuff left abruptly and hasn't returned. Zane then transforms into his humanoid form and introduces himself. When Viktor half-jokingly warns Zane to stop flirting with Alice, Zane reveals his preference for girls with big opi, claiming Viktor would understand as a man. Viktor retorts that he's more of a thigh guy, prompting Alice to humorously start taking notes. Zane expresses concern for Cuff's whereabouts, and suddenly, Cuff emerges from Alice's opi, having been kept warm there after being found freezing on the pond. Zane scolds Cuff for wandering off, but she quickly changes the subject to ask why Viktor and Alice are at the pond. They explain their ice skating, and Cuff decides to join in, showing her tsundere side more with Zane around. Zane remarks he wishes Cuff could be more graceful like Alice, which only earns him a fiery breath from Cuff. Zane feels a bit of jealousy seeing the connection between Alice and Viktor. They all enjoy a moment of fun, ice skating together, with Zane leading the way on foot. As the day ends and they part ways, Cuff informs Viktor that during the next blood moon, she and Zane will take him to a gathering of witches so he can learn more about his curse, as they're unable to reveal much about witch themselves. Alice, using the Viola method charm, pleads to come along, eager to be part of the adventure. Later, Viola is taken aback when she finds Alice half-dressed because she thought it's Viktor. Viola, intending to sleep in Rob's room and being denied by Viktor, decides to stay with Alice instead. They wrap themselves in the same blanket for a girl's talk, where Viola confesses her crush on Rob. She shares her wish to be pampered, feeling overlooked in favor of her brothers during her childhood, and eventually falls asleep on Alice's shoulder. When Viktor comes in, concerned about Viola's whereabouts, Alice signals him to be quiet, then asks Viktor to compliment Viola more, hoping it would make her feel more cherished.